All right, I'm going to call the meeting to order, that being the special council meeting of Warwick Township Council. Today's date is June 10th, 2026, and starting time is 3:30. I remind council of disclosure of pecuniary interest or conflict of interest. Does anybody have one at this time? No, seeing none. Thank you. I want to welcome everybody who's joining us through our Warwick Township YouTube link. Welcome. And now I'm going to do the acknowledgement of ancestral lands. We acknowledge that the Township of Warwick is located on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, as well as the many Indigenous nations in Ontario, whose footsteps have marked them for centuries. We also wish to acknowledge that we are situated on Treaty 29 and Treaty 25 territories signed by Chippewa chiefs and offer our respect and gratitude for these lands. Council, I'm going to take us to number 5 on the agenda. That's minutes from the May 4th, 2026 regular council meeting. Anybody have any questions or comments on those minutes? Seeing none. Entertain a motion. Councillor Morris is making a second by Councillor Westgate. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. And there was no business arising from those minutes. Thank you very much. We're going to go to number 7, scheduled meeting and events. And Council 7A outlines our next meetings to come as scheduled, but I know there is a bit of a conflict. I know that Councillor Morris and Councillor Westgate are away on, I think Councillor Morris is away on 2 of these dates and Councillor Westgate on 1. We're looking perhaps to make some changes.
The August meetings,
I'm sorry.
Yes.
So, Trevor, do you have any suggestions perhaps?
Yeah, we have 2 meetings, August 31st and August 14th. Councillor Morris gets back on the 14th. He would be available on the 15th if we want to move that meeting from the Monday to the Tuesday. September 15th.
Oh, to September. I'm going to look in September the 14th to the 15th.
Correct. And on August 31st, I don't know what anyone else, right now, the only person I have showing being away would be Councillor Morris. But right now, we don't really have full agenda for that one either. You're back. So it would be the prior week, would have to be the Thursday of the prior week, which would take it to the 27th, I believe. So we'll leave that one as is, and we'll move the other to the 15th.
Okay, well, thank you everybody thank you for your cooperation. That works out well. Thank you. Anybody else have anything on 7A or 7B? When it comes to meeting dates and so on, conflicts? No, very good. Let's go to number 8 if we can. First one is councillor commitment dates. I think we just kind of went through this, but Deputy Mayor Calvert. Thank you, sir. Councillor Morris.
I'll be away August 30th to September 14th.
Thank you. Anybody else at this time?
I'm away to June 18th to 23rd. I'm not sure who's in August yet. And I'll be away the Labor Day weekend in September.
Okay, well, thank you very much. If there's any changes, be sure to let Trevor know and we'll make the changes. I understand we're getting into the summer holiday break and people do have plans, so we'll work with everybody to make sure we can accommodate and keep our meetings going. So thank you very much for that, everybody. Let's go to 8B if we could. Councillors' items. I'm going to start with Councillor Westgate today. Councillor Westgate, did you have anything today?
I have nothing today.
You, sir. Councillor Morris.
I had nothing. Kyle already answered my questions on email. Thank you.
Councillor Manning.
I have nothing today. Thanks.
Mayor Kallenberg.
I have nothing today as well.
Very good. Thank you very much. We're going to go on to number 9. We have staff items. The first one listed is 9A and it's Airbnb. And Trevor, you're going to speak to that. It's a verbal.
Yes, thank you. We had a resident reach out who's running an Airbnb up in Warwick Village, has been for about 5-6 years. They're flagged by their accountant to make sure they're licensed. We don't have business licensing, but we do have the option of whether or not we want to engage with Airbnb. We haven't had pushback or any bad experiences. So I don't see an issue with it. I just want to make sure that we can provide that information and then come back with a bylaw saying whether or not we're accepting or not accepting of Airbnb at this time. That's our concern. We will direct this person, if they do have a food service, to talk to Lambton Public Health, but I don't know if they do, but it was a strange request, in my opinion. But more so, they want to protect their business. We have no issue with it. It hasn't raised a red flag to us at all.
Thank you, Trevor. Did anybody have any questions or comments on that? It's a big thing in some of the larger municipalities and how they regulate those types of businesses, but this is the first time we've had anybody. Is everybody happy to keep it status quo at this time? Looks like consensus is. Very good. Okay, well, thank you, Trevor. We have no delegations and timed events today. Let's go to, pardon me. Oh, okay. Trevor, do you want to speak to that? We just wanted to make sure, I know Stephanie's been doing a great job of working with social media, letting people know that we're providing the shredding service here in the community this week. So Trevor, maybe you want to touch on that.
Yeah, it's just a reminder for anyone who's viewing or will be viewing this week that we do have the service provided for the week. It's running from Monday to Friday this week. On the 10th, we will end that and turn it in. But anybody who has shredding that needs to go, please come to the township office. It's in the front vestibule. Great Ben, just put your belongings in there and we will take care of it.
Can I just might add, it's a free service to all Warwick Township residents, and with identification fraud and all those other things that are going on today. This is why we're doing it. So hopefully everybody takes advantage of that again. If we can go to Accounts Council, let's go to 11A, the GL report. Did anybody have any questions on the GL report today? Seeing none, very good. And 11B is the accounts payable. Did anybody have any questions on the accounts payable today? Seeing none? In that case, I would entertain a motion to approve both 11A and 11B. Councillor Manning is making the motion. Deputy Mayor Kallenberg is seconding it. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Let's go to number 12 if we can, Council, the consent agenda. And the first one is 12A, non-action items. Did anybody have any questions on anything within 12A on the non-action items today? No? Very good. Thank you. 12B is the Heritage and Historical Committee minutes from May 6th. Anybody have any questions or comments on those minutes?
Yes, I heard the food.
Just get you to use your mic.
Sure. I did get a compliment to Joe Manning and the team for their cooking class. I had a 8-year-old go and he thought it was absolutely fantastic. And if you can entertain him, you've done a good job.
Actually, I'll speak to that too quickly. And Emily, Parks and Rec did a great job on that. She hosted we just did a historical one this time around and I had a team from our committee. So it went really well. And yes, I was made well aware who he was. He's a cute kid.
Well, that's good. Thanks. Is there anything else on there, Joe, as chair, you'd like to highlight?
Probably the biggest thing we've done so far. We're just kind of truck along with everything else still. Museum's going really well. So we're hoping to be moving everything upstairs soon.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Let's go to 12C if we could. Warwick Township Cemetery Board minutes from May 14th. Did anybody have any questions on those minutes, Council? Anything that you'd like to highlight on those particular minutes? No? Very good. Thank you. And then we have D. We have 12D, the Parks and Recreation dashboard. Anybody have any questions on the dashboard today? Yes, Councillor Morris.
I read where you're gonna put the Zamboni or the old ice refresher up for bids. We're gonna make sure the other one's totally operational before we do that.
Yes, thank you. And yes, that certainly is the plan. We'll make sure the new one is on-site, operational, fully functioning, before we finalize that process of movement on the old Zamboni.
Okay. Anybody else have anything on the Parks and Recreation dashboard for today? Oh, seeing none. Thank you. Let's go to E, 12E, Public Works dashboard. Any questions on the Public Works dashboard for today? These dashboard reports are working out very well. Kyle, is there anything you want to highlight on that particular report?
Warwick Village Road paving will be completed this week. So that's one project that's going to be done. We'll get started on the intersection here in the near term. Our pre-con is being scheduled for this week and it'll be our next major project.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I'm assuming that we're going to be doing the communication piece to let residents know and make them aware of any changes perhaps in their daily commute.
Yeah, it's being led through the county, so we'll follow up with them to make sure our messaging is consistent from what we're providing, they're providing.
Okay, and the hope would be that we piggyback with them on the communication side to work together. So thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Anybody else have anything on the Public Works dashboard? No? Okay, in that case, council, I would entertain a motion to receive and file 12A, B, C, D, and E. Councilor Morris is making the motion. Councilor Westgate is seconding the motion. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Okay, let's go to number 13, council. Number 13 is reports and items requiring a motion. The first is the action correspondence, and we have 3 items on the action correspondence today. The first one is 06-X1, Lambton County Radio Club invitation to meet June 27th, 28th. I guess I would say to anybody who wants to meet with them, please reach out or let the office know and they can make arrangements. Unless there's any questions on that particular invitation? No, thank you. The next one is 06-X2, and that's from the St. Clair Regional Conservation Authority, and it's the firework donation request. As we all know, we partner with them out at Warwick Conservation Authority every year for the Canada Day fireworks, and they've made the request for funding. How does council wish to deal with this particular request? Thank you. Councillor Manning is moving. Deputy Mayor, were you seconding that? Thank you, John. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. And then the last one is the 06-X3 Cornfest Committee, Cornfest donation. And this is a donation that we make on a yearly basis as well. How does council wish to deal with this request for funding? Deputy Mayor Kalberg, moving it and seconded by Councillor Westgate. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Council, could I have a motion to receive and file the remaining piece of correspondence, please? Moved by Councillor Morris, seconded by Councillor Manning. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Okay, let's go to 13B if we could, council. And this is some of the Blue Water Power yearly business that we have to take care of. And the Blue Water Power, the shareholder annual general meeting report. And there's a resolution that goes along with it, that Warwick Township Council directs the mayor and CAO to sign and execute all written resolutions in regards to Blue Water Power annual general meeting. I did attend the AGM, which was here in Watford this year. The good news, as everybody's read, is that it was a record-breaking year. It's not the hydro rates that drive this. It's the other businesses that Blue Water Power has put in place. And we do well as a shareholder, and the dividend check was great. And we utilized some of those dollars for community improvements like playground equipment and stuff like that. So I would ask for a motion to approve the recommendation if council saw fit. Councillor Manning is making that motion. Deputy Mayor Kallenberg is seconding it. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Let's go to see if we could. Warwick Electricity Holding Incorporated resolution of sole shareholder. That Warwick Township Council directs the mayor and the CAO to sign and execute all written resolution in regards to Warwick Electricity Holdings, Inc. sole shareholders. How does council wish to do with that piece of business and the recommendation? Councillor Morris? Moving
I
it?
move it.
Thank you. Councillor Westgate, you're seconding it? Very good. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. So now we're going to go to number E. And this is another piece of business. This is the vulnerable sector check. Trevor, maybe, did I miss C or miss D? Pardon me. Let's go back to D. Pardon me. And D is Warwick again. It's the Warwick Electricity Holding Incorporated Resolution of Directors. And the recommendation is that Warwick Township Council directs the mayor and the CAO to sign and execute all written resolutions in regards to the Warwick Electricity Holdings, Inc. directors. How does council wish to do with that piece of business? Moved by Councillor Westgate, seconded by Deputy Mayor Kallenberg. All in favor? Thanks. Sorry about that, gang. Now we're going to move on to E. And this is the vulnerable sector check. And there's a recommendation that Warwick Township Council approves the use of the self-declaring vulnerable sector check form for grant funding applications. Maybe Mr. Jarrett, Trevor, you'd like to speak to this one, please?
Certainly. Essentially in Ontario, any organization that works with individuals that are considered vulnerable sector recipients should be having these right now. We're not asking them to do it on our behalf. We're asking that we understand whether or not they self-declare. We've tested it with 3 organizations before coming here. All of them, we're working with them. All of them were ready and wanted to sign this form. That way, at least it's on file. More so as we partner with other organizations, it will become more mandated, but right now we just want it so that we understand our risks and understand our exposure just in case when we grant out funds.
Anybody have any questions on this particular item? Yes, Councilor
Does
Morrison.
this affect our rentals, like for the halls or anything at all?
Good question. I can tell you the groups that have rentals in our halls. 2 of them have reached out. They're 2 that I tested it on. They have done their checks, so it doesn't impact them. We aren't refusing anyone anything if they haven't. We're just going to inform council and of that.
Just to follow up, so the 2 that have got these checks done, just the 2 that were renting it, the whole organization doesn't have to do it, do they?
No, just
Okay.
those that are in positions.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, council? If not, how does council wish to deal with the recommendation of 13E?
I move we follow the recommendation.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Do we have a seconder? Councilor Morris, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Let's move on to F if we could, council. The McClellan Drain request for drain major improvement. Recommendation is that Warwick Township Council hereby approves the recommendation from the drainage superintendent to proceed with improvements to the McClellan Drain under section 78 of the Drainage Act. And that after 30 days notice to the St. Clair Region Conservation Authority, a new report be prepared by Street Associates before the work can proceed. How does council wish to deal with number F? Councilor Manning is moving it, seconded by Councilor Westgate. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Okay, let's go to G if we could then. And this is the Brandon and Brandon Huckwith Drain request for drain major improvement. And the recommendation is that Warwick Township Council hereby approves the recommendation from the drainage superintendent to proceed with the improvements of the Brandon and Brandon Huckwith Drain under section 78 of the Drainage Act. And then after 30 days notice to the St. Clair Region Conservation Authority, a new report be prepared by Spreets and Associates before their work can proceed. How does council wish to deal with 13G? Councilor Morris?
I move it.
Thank you. Seconded by Deputy Mayor Kellenberg. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. We're going to go to H if we can. And this is bring your own legislation update. And the recommendation on this particular piece of business is that Warwick Council directs staff to not opt in to the province of Ontario's bring your own legislation and not introduce bylaws that would permit the public to bring their own alcoholic beverages to outdoor public events, and that Warwick Township remains status quo. That is a recommendation on the legislation from the Ford government to allow open alcohol in public places. Anybody have any questions on that one? Everybody understand the recommendation? How does council wish to deal with the recommendation? Councilor Manning is moving. Seconded by Councilor Morris. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Okay, that takes us to I. This is a corporate policy development review and management policy. And the recommendation is that Warwick Township Council approves the corporate policy development review and management policy attached as attachment A, and that the corporate policy development review and management policy be added to the Warwick Township corporate policy manual. How does council wish to deal with this particular piece of business, or is there any questions?
I'll move as recommended.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Kellenberg, seconded by Councilor Westgate. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. That takes us to J. This is the 2025 annual accessibility compliance report. And the recommendation is that The Council of the Township of Warwick approves the Warwick Township 2025 Annual Accessibility Compliance Report, and that the 2025 Annual Compliance Report be posted on the Township Warwick website. How does council wish to deal with 13J? Councilor Morris, you're making the motion?
I move it.
Thank you. Seconded by Councilor Manning. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Takes us to K, disposal of surplus assets. And the recommendation is that Warwick Township Council declares surplus the 2010 Volvo Tandem and related operational attachments, and that Warwick Township Council declares surplus the Olympia Ice Resurfacer and related operational attachments upon delivery of the electronic Zamboni. So that is the recommendation, and that staff proceed as per the township's procurement policy by law 56 of 2025 for the sale of these surplus assets. So that is the recommendation for both. I know it's already been mentioned and asked, the question asked about the new resurfacing machine to make sure we don't get rid of it until we know the other one works. How does council wish to deal with that policy? Councilor Morris, are you?
I have a question first.
Go ahead.
Are these put out in tender or how is the actual process done?
Please.
Yeah, so we posted on Gov Deals and it lets an online bidding for any member of the public can go online and bid on the asset. Yeah.
So members of the public that may be interested in the truck or the Zamboni can go online and make an offer. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Councilor Manning.
Follow up on Councilor Morris's, and will we be posting that kind of publicly here that it's posted? Just I'd like to make sure our township members have. Make sure if anybody wants a Zamboni here, they have a first shot at it.
Yeah, I'll work with Stephanie to see it goes under our bids and tenders, the link to the actual government website, so they can click it there and proceed.
I know that website does an awful lot of looking after government assets and selling them when companies or municipalities decide to dispose of them. They're one of the bigger companies out there. They have a very matter of fact process. But if we could put that out through our social media, let people in our own community know, that would be great, has been suggested. Okay, so how does council wish to deal with the recommendation? Moved by Councilor Manning. Okay, okay. Who wishes to second that? Councilor Morris, all in favor? That's carried. I think that's fine. Okay, thank you. I was moved by Councilor Manning. Okay. Okay, very good. And then we get to L, and L is the proposed official plan amendment and sequencing of surplus farm dwelling severance and rezoning applications that the Township of Warwick Council received this report for information is the recommendation. And that is, and that council directs the planning staff to bring forward an official plan amendment to revise the sequencing of surplus farm dwelling severances and rezoning applications so that the consent application may proceed prior to related zoning bylaw amendment with required rezoning and continuing to be a condition of consent approval. Everybody understand that? Okay, so Johan, our planner, is not with us today. Council can deal with the issue, or we could table it until he came. It's whatever council's wishes are. How does council wish to deal with this recommendation?
To speak on it first for a second.
Yep.
I think it's a very smart thing to do to reverse it because we had a case already and we made it quite clear to the applicants that, okay, you've done this, but if your surplus farm dwelling fails, your land is still rezoned. And I think this is a very good decision to do it. I'm willing to table it, but I am 100% for it.
Very good. Thank you, Councilor. And we don't have to table. I just wanted to mention that the planner was not here. We can easily pass this as well. Councilor Manning.
Just to speak to it too, as Councilor Morris has, I'm willing to pass it today too. So if there's a motion, I'll second it.
Anybody else have any comment on this one? Seeing none. Would you like to, council? It's up to you. You're obviously we can move it today if you wish. If you're satisfied with the report without the planner being here, that's not a problem. Councilor Manning.
I'll try it. I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Counselor. Seconded
I'll
by
second the motion.
Counselor Morris. Further discussion of any council? All in favor? That is carried. Very good. Thank you. And let's go. We've got an add-on, council. It's gonna be 13M. And with a lot of these government opportunities and things that come up, they come up quickly. And Trevor had mentioned this to me probably an hour ago. So Trevor, maybe if you could enlighten council and share with council, and we can go from there. So Trevor, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. On June 1st, there was an announcement coming out from Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing, whereby a new program called the Ontario Canada Development Charge Reduction Funding Program is going to be introduced. It's a mouthful. Essentially what it is comes down to items that have been incorporated in your development charge documentation that are going to be funded into development charges. If you waive development charges or reduce development charges between 30 to 50% or a 3-year period from the time that it comes into existence, you can apply for these grants. So we need a council resolution that they would do it. 30%, you're at the tier 1. If you waive it at 50%, it strengthens your application. In here, we've made the recommendation for 30%. We can comfortably say that if you waived it for 50%, based on the projects we have identified that we're going to apply for, we will garner more in a grant if we're successful than if we contingently waive at 50%. So even though we've written 30, we can go up to 50 and it would strengthen our application. End of the day, we have identified up to 3 programs that 3 grant possibilities. 2 of them have been vetted in. The 3rd one we are still waiting on, I believe. And they are significant projects that are going to occur. We don't want to release it until we know for sure, but the benefit outweighs the cost to the municipality tenfold.
Okay. So like I say, this was a late add-on. It's all about timing when these programs come out, and Trevor had some due diligence he had to do and got word this afternoon. Any questions for Trevor on this particular thing? Councillor Morris.
Yeah, Trevor, so you're telling me that the 30% is a better application rate for us? 50%. That's what I wanted to make sure of.
Strengthen our application.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Manning.
So again, to kind of piggyback on Councilor Morris's, so 50% would be better if we get the grant, or would 50% would be better? What if we don't get the grant? What was our loss on that?
It can be a contingent waiving of DCs upon getting the grant.
Oh, okay. Then do we know the success rate of these grants?
This grant was introduced on the 1st. The application portal opened today and it closes on the 19th. It is very fluid and I apologize.
So zero
Yes.
so far, okay?
It's a one-time application process, so we are lining up several opportunities.
And that was gonna be my next question, was how many times can we apply for this grant? At one time.
You can apply for up to 5 projects. They encourage you to bundle them together in a single application. We're currently reviewing whether it makes sense to apply individually, 3 individual projects or 2 individual projects, or bundle them together. We're waiting for some clarification on the criteria on how we do it, but it will either be 1 or 2 applications.
Is that a year?
It's a 19-day window.
Oh, this is very.
Yeah.
This is very quick. Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to read, sorry, Councillor Westgate.
Yes, but no. Storm sewers were not in our DC bylaw, so they're waived on that.
DCs we just started a year ago.
Well, here's the most interesting part. We have not charged any residential DCs at this time. So it's got no impact on us. And if we forego it again for 3 years from the time of this, a loss of 0 on 0 is still 0.
Councillor Manning.
So if we implement this, like this isn't going to be something long-term, like it's just for the grant process and whoever falls under that, because I want to make sure we're not setting precedents that suddenly, because we like Counselor Westgate said, we just introduced these DC charges and suddenly we're waiving them, so.
Correct. It'll be for a 3-year process from the time that the grant gets.
We have to remember too, that when we passed them, the DCs, that was before the province started to get involved with the DCs and make all these changes with trying to get more homes built, and it just sort of somewhat muddied the waters in many ways. So this makes sense. I am going to read the recommendation since it was an add-on to today's meeting. So the recommendation is that the report titled New Ontario Canada Development Charge Reduction Funding Program be received for information, and that council directs staff to prepare and submit an application to the Ontario Canada Development Charge Reduction Funding Program, maximizing the housing benefit with the scope of limiting the financial risk and burden on the municipal tax and user fee base. And that council directs staff to apply with the intent of maximizing the housing benefit within the scope of limiting the financial risk and burden on the municipal tax base and user fee base. This will likely lead to a lower value project with a reduction of DCs at a level of 30% and a municipal commitment at approximately the minimum of 10%. So that is the recommendation. How does council wish to deal with the recommendation, or is there more questions? Deputy Mayor?
No, I'd like to move the recommendation, but change the percentage to 50 from 30.
Very good, thank you. Councilor Morris, you're seconding that? And you
I'm
want to-
seconding it,
You
yes,
want
ma'am.
to speak to it as well?
Just one quick question, Trevor. You mentioned about the DCs would be not available for 3 years. Is that only on the part of this project? What if it's another project, nothing to do with what the grant was used for?
It would be all residential DCs for a 3-year period. It'd be reduced 50%, not totally waived.
I second the motion.
Okay, any further discussion on this particular piece of business, council? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Thank you, Trevor. Okay, any new business, council, for today? Seeing none, very good. So ladies and gentlemen, that ends the public portion of our meeting today. I'm now going to ask for a motion to go into the closed meeting session. Pursuant to section 239 of the Municipal Act 2001 and amend it for the following reasons: number 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 of the Municipal Act. Who would like to do the honors? Councillor Morris is making that motion, seconded by Councillor Manning. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Let's wait for